Hi guys, you're welcome to today's video and you're welcome back to my channel. If you're a new subscriber, you're welcome to the Lola Joseph gang. I'm Lola Joseph. And if you're just meeting me the first time and you've not subscribed yet, don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe and be an official OG, and don't miss out on all the fun things. Fashion, beauty, lifestyle. You'll find everything here on my channel. Hey, hey. So in today's video, we're doing a makeup review video. In case you're wondering why I do not have makeup on, that's because we're trying a new makeup product. I mean, to me, it's a new makeup product, although the product seems to have been on the market for a while now, but I'm just giving it a try the first time because I've had my eyes on Can't Stop, Won't Stop concealers and foundations and so on. So I found the concealer at Boots, which is our local drugstore here in the UK. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna actually when I was going to buy it, but I couldn't buy it at Boots because I think I ran out of cash or so. So I went to Cold Beauty. So Cold Beauty is another UK retailer. So I went to Cold Beauty and I ordered it. So I ordered it, it's been delivered, and then we're going to be giving it a try today. So that is what today's video is all about. We're giving the Can't Stop Won't Stop concealer a try and see if if it's actually worth the hype with all the waiting and all the lost thing going on around. Because I really lost it after the concealer, so with all the lost thing and all, let's hope it's worth the hype and so on. So without wasting too much of time, let's dive into it. All right, so I've got the concealer here. It's still very much sealed, and we're going to get into opening it and see what it's all about. Just to let you know, when it comes to finding a good concealer has to be very hydrating. It has to be that, and that is when it comes to creamy. It has to be very creamy and hydrating. If it's matte, it has to be a very creamy matte. That is what I'm trying to say. So it has to be a very creamy matte and very hydrating as well. So that is what makes a good concealer. Pigment as well is also part of what makes a good concealer. A good concealer has to be pigmented, and a good concealer has to have like a good skin loving ingredient, from hyaluronic acid to antioxidants and so on. Hyaluronic acid is a great hydrator, attract moisture to the skin, help the skin to hold on to moisture, and it promotes some youthfulness just because of its ability to plump. So hopefully, I'm not sure if this one has that we're not very sure because they didn't mention much about the skin loving ingredients in it, but we're still going to be getting into that and see what the brand website actually said about it. So a good concealer has to be pigmented, like I said earlier. It has to have skin loving ingredients, and it also has to be very long wearing as in to be able to carry you throughout the day and able to withstand all the activities of the day, if you know what I mean. So a good concealer has to have that character, and I believe a good concealer also have to be non-cakey as in it stays in place, it does not settle into the wrinkle, it holds everything together, because either you're young or old, you will always have this natural fold underneath the eye. So a good concealer has to be able to correct that and disguise it for us. So we'll always look out for that in the good concealer. And what more, we all like, if you do not know, we use concealer to conceal imperfections, from dark circles to spots to redness and so on. We also use concealer to brighten the T-zone area as well. So a good concealer, we use concealer to brighten, we use it to also conceal imperfection. So let's get into the information about the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop concealer. What did the brand has to say about the products? All right, so according to the brand's website, what I managed to gather about the product is that the name of the product is actually called NYX Professional Makeup Can't Stop Won't Stop Contour Concealer. So I love the fact that it's contour concealer, which means in as much as the general way we use concealer is to conceal imperfection and also to brighten, you can also use it to contour. This concealer is actually giving us that character, so which we love. It's worth looking into. So another info about the concealer is that it comes in, it's a full coverage liquid contour concealer. So it's a full coverage liquid contour concealer, which I love. It's available in 24 shades. It's highly pigmented, it's lightweight, It has 24 hours long wearing character. It is matte. It has vegan formula, and it can be used as a contour, as a concealer, and also to brighten. So that's the quick info about the concealer. So it's saying everything that we want to hear. We want to hear. A good concealer has to be able to do all this. It has to be light. It has to be lightweight as well, because we all know under eye skin is very, very thin. So a good concealer has to be very lightweight, in as much as it's very it's full coverage. So that's very important when finding a good concealer. So what are we looking out for in today's video? We want to review this product and see if it actually does what it says. Yeah, if the product does what the brand said about it. So that is the purpose of today's video. Like I said, I've been lusting after it, and it's become something that I have to have anyway. So it arrived, and when it arrived, I was expecting a little bit more color, if you know what I mean. I was expecting a little bit more warmth when I saw it, but it does not have that right now, and it scares me a lot. And my concealers usually have a bit of warmth. I'll show you my favorite concealer at the moment. This is my favorite concealer at the moment. It's by Barry M, and it's called Barry M Fresh Face Concealer. It contains hyaluronic acid, and it's full coverage and everything. It's a go-to holy grail. So I hope this will beat it. So this is my usual shade for my concealer. I use it to brighten, and I also use it to conceal. So when I ordered it from Cult Beauty, it came in this shade that looks very pale compared to my golden warm concealer. So it scares me when I saw it. Still scares. So right now I feel very vulnerable. So I hope it's something I'll be able to go back to. So let's hope so. Anyway, so let's get into opening it. Let's open it up. All right, so the seal is out, and this is the product. So the good old-fashioned packaging, and it came with a doe foot applicator, a little bit slanted, which will give you more control for all the inner corner side of the eyes and everything. So not so bad. We love that. And a good concealer also have to come with a good packaging like this, and a good applicator for easy application, for easy makeup routine. So we want that. So this is the product, and let's watch. Let us watch. Yeah, let me swatch it. Give it like a quick swatch. All right. It's not. I'm saying it could. Oh. Oh, sorry about that. I almost fell off. Anyway, so as you can see, it's beigey, but it has a little bit of warmth, but not as much warmth as I want it to, and it's pigmented. This is just one swipe, and I'm going to blend it in so you see how it finishes. So it's meant to be matte, and it's meant to be lightweight. So pigments, yes, it looks like it's pigmented. It feels lightweight, although not as light as hair as you would expect, but just a little bit lightweight. It has a bit of warmth, but not as much warmth as I expected to have. So this is what it's giving us. It's matte, yes. It's matte as the brand said, and it's not scented. Okay, which is not bad. Okay. Feels creamy. All right. The lightweight effect is there as well, but not so much. Not so much. So so that is what we're getting right now. And sometimes it might look like a go-to in the hand when swatch and everything, but then you need to apply it to really see how it really looks with your makeup, with a full glam on, if you know what I mean. So that is what we're going to get into right now. So I've told you it retails for $8.99. So let me get the info out. It's I've already told you it has a sponge tip applicator. It comes in 24 shades. I've told you all that, and it retails for $8.99. So it retails for $8.99. All right, so that is it about it. We've swatched, and it looks like something that we can go for. It has a bit of warmth, but not so much. It's so little. I think what's going on right now is that there are different types of concealer right now that the brands are trying to help us to achieve natural look, because the community do complain sometimes that they do not want something that is too yellowish. That's for the golden undertone skin like me. If you're not, this is not probably, this info is probably not for you. So brands tend to go lightweight with they tend to go light-handed when it comes to adding the golden undertone to concealer, just to avoid the yellowish and cakiness effect. So they do that, but I think this is good. This is good enough golden undertone for my skin type. I'm going to give you a swatch of this one, and let's just compare. And this one is just 5.99 or so, £5, between £5 or so. And this has hyaluronic acid and everything, and it's also matte, also lightweight as well. So this is Barry M. This is what I expect, Barry M. And this is this is NYX. So which is the reason why I said the formula scares me sometimes. It's not, even if I go for, because this is usually my natural shade, a very light, two shades lighter than my normal foundation, which is another quick tip to hold on to in today's video. If you're going to go for a concealer, always ensure that it's 2 shades lighter, so you can use it to conceal and also to brighten your T-zone area, which is what we use concealer for. So I mean, this is my usual go-to color tone. These are actually bought in the store at Superdrug. Probably that really helped me in finding the right shade. This was ordered online, so that can actually cause a little bit of flick in the indecision when buying it. In buying decision, it can also affect the buying decision. So let's just give it to that one. But if I'm going to go with my gut, I'll tell you that this is more like neutral concealer with slight undertone, with slight golden undertone. And if you do not have a golden undertone, it's just with slight color, and I'm not sure if it's something I'll go back to. I'll go to the store as well and see if I'll be able to find it physically, because with that you get to swatch and see if it's something that will be your go-to. But anyways, let's still give it a try. It might work. It might work for me. So do let us give up. I'm so nervous. I'm vulnerable. So let's get into, I'm going to go into my makeup routine now. We're going to get into makeup routine, and when it gets to the stage where I have to apply my concealer, I'll stop and we can go through the concealer routine together. All right, so it's time for the concealer. It's time for the concealer work. So for me, when it comes to my concealer routine, the first thing I do in my any of my makeup routine is to use it to define my brow. So I've applied my eyebrow and I'm about to define the edges. So I'm using a very an angled brush, a flat angled brush, along with the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop concealer. So I'm just gonna grab like probably just one doe foot amount. It's just enough, yeah, close to a pea size, but not so much, not so much of it. So anyway, so let's go on and then define the brow with it. So I then tap in my angled brush right inside, ensuring all area is covered. So I go this side. So I'm going to do the same thing to the other eye. Sorry, to the other eye, to the other brow. So after using the angle brush, then I go in with the chunky concealer brush to tidy it all up. And so far, I think the concealer is doing what I expected to do. I think the color is just the shade. The shade, nothing to do with the shade range. It's just that buying concealer and foundation online sometimes can be a little bit of hard work, just because you can't tell what your right shade can be online. So it's always good to go to the store first, make sure you match your right shade, and then future of buy can then be online. So I believe that's the way you can manage concealers and foundation, while others are just easy to manage, from blushes to other color and to other makeup products. So anyway, so the brow is set right now. So I'm going to go ahead and then brighten my T-zone area before we move on, and we can talk more about the product. So let's go. So in my concealer routine, when it comes to my under eye, to conceal my under eye and also to brighten at the same time, I'll usually start with a good eye cream. This one is by Makeup Revolution and it's a vitamin C eye cream. It's very good. It's great for brightening the under eye, which is usually where the dark circles and everything usually lie. So we're going to moisturize while we treat the skin at the same time. You know what I mean? So hydrate to prep the under eye, whatever is left on the lid, and just dab dab dab. And once that this is done, then we can move on to color correcting. So for my color corrector, I'm using the elf what's it called now, camo color corrector. So just to color correct any dark circle and everything. I do not have much of dark circle on my underneath my eye, which is like God's blessing to me, but whatever the case may be, I still have just a little amount of darkness just around here and around the lid of my eye. So I'm just gonna use the color corrector to color correct it, and I'll extend it to the other side of the eye as well, just to make sense of it. And then I'll go ahead using my beauty blender. I'll just use the tip part of my beauty blender just to blend this in. So just be careful when color correcting and applying anything underneath your eye, so the products do not get into the eyelid. So take your time to make sure you have control while doing that. And this is how you color correct the under eye, and can extend the benefits to the lid of the eye as well, because the concealer is going to go right on top as well, preparing it for the eyeshadow. So as you can see, less some darkness, and everything is well corrected there. So we can move on to concealer. All right, so here comes the time where I have to face the truth. Let's see, will this be a go-to for me, or no? It looks pigmented. It feels pigmented. It feels not so. I'm not sure. Let's blend it to see if it's really lightweight as the brand said. But so I can definitely see the pigments, as you can see here. So let's blend. So I'm using my concealer brush to blend, and I'll also finish it off with my beauty blender. As you can see, it's so bright, you know, very bright. So you can use this when investing in concealer as well. It's always good to go for like invest in at least 2 to 3 shades. Like this one now, you can use it to contour because of the formula. As you can see, the formula is a full coverage formula, and it's very creamy, which I'm loving right now. It's a full coverage formula. So it's good to go for a shades to contour, like probably 2 shades or 3 shades darker than your normal foundation. So let's say 2 shades darker than your normal foundation for contouring, and then 2 shades lighter for brightening, and then probably your true shade for concealing. This shade is will be very great for brightening, which is what I'm going to be using it for the rest of my makeup routine, because I've already got a concealer which is 2 shade brighter, almost close to my skin tone. So this right on top of it will just brighten everything. So what I usually do, I usually just put this kind of light shade in my tear dots area and the corner and the outer corner of my eyes, just to give like a dash of light in the overall look. And if you have translucent powder, they're also very great for brightening and stuff like that. Anyway, so I'm going to finish off this routine with a beauty blender. So just to cancel out any ash line and any ash lines and so on. These are ash lines right around the edges and so on. So I'm going to grab the same beauty blender and just use a fresh side. And this is the concealer being applied on the face. I love the formula. I love it so much. See the under eye, there's no creasing. and there's nothing settling in the fine lines there. I like it so much. I love the creaminess. I don't know. The creaminess is just so, it feels like it blurs out imperfection. I'm sure you can see that. It blurs out imperfection and there's nothing falling out. Like sometimes there are some concealers when you apply and you blend the brush, you know, the fiber in the brush, they kind of make mark to it, but this didn't it didn't happen to this one. Along, and the beauty blender helped to actually put it very much well in place, so you can use both the brush and the beauty blender just to achieve an excellent result. But the formula is so beautiful. Oh my god, it feels like a full coverage, um I mean, yeah, a full coverage foundation, but this is concealer. Oh god, it's so beautiful. So you can also use it as a contour and or as well as concealer. I love it so much. I mean, see the forehead. You can see how it's actually smoothing out my skin around my forehead and everywhere else. So that's the beauty. It smoothens out the skin and hides a lot of flaws. So this would be very great for like full glam days. So if I get this in my right shade, it's probably something I will be able to go back to because I really love the finish right now. I love the finish. So let's set it with my favorite setting powder, and we're going to talk more about it. So to set it, I'm going to be going with my Makeup Revolution Banana Setting Powder. And this is it here. So I'm going to pour it inside the lid, which I've already done right now before showing you. So I've already poured it inside this cup here. And I'll be using my my powder puff. Powder puffs, they kind of they're trending right now. They're great for setting your concealer, both the under eye, forehead, and everywhere because of that velvet fabric that it has and the foam inside it. They kind of help to hide all imperfection and help the concealer to stay in place, you know, without moving up and moving it around. It's so good. You'll see the result in a minute. So I'm going with my powder puff with this amount and dabbing off excess, and I'll just set the concealer. So let's blend. And this is set. Flawless. And it really worked well with my setting powder, my matte setting powder. And the shade really makes sense now. I guess my setting powder really helped to put it in place, and the T-zone is well brightened. Imagine, oh my god, this is beautiful. I'll definitely recommend it. So the brand also said it's very long wearing, so I'm going to wear it throughout the day. And let me check in the time with you so you know the time right now for application is 10:58 in the UK. So 10:58 a.m. in the UK. So I'm going to wear it throughout the day, and then we're going to see how it really wears as well. So it's lightweight as a full coverage concealer. That you can use as a contour is lightweight enough, but not a very hair lightweightness. So pay attention to that. And the brand also said it's very pigmented. Yes, it is very pigmented. The brand said it's full coverage. Yes, it is full coverage. It's available in 24 shades. Yes, it is. So I'll definitely go in store to look for my right shade. This one, I'll just use this to brighten. So I'll use my right shade for concealing. It is matte, as the brand said. It has vegan formula. And what did the brand say about it again? It has 24 hours long wearing. So I'm not sure if I'll be able to wear it for 24 hours, but I'll wear it throughout the day, which is usually how long we wear our makeup for, from work to party to dinner and so on. So I'll wear it throughout the end of work day, and I'll come back to you to let you see how it really wears. But before we move on to that, let's finish up this makeup so that we can see how it really looks like with my bronzer and eyeshadow on and everything. I think that's very important, and then we can move on to see how it really wears for over a long period of time. And this is the finished look. Oh my god, the product, this concealer is the bomb. Let's just have a look at the makeup look. And the concealer is still well in place, because we've seen many concealers that by the time you finish applying your blush, your eyeshadows and everything starts falling apart. But this is still so much in place, and I'm loving what what I see here. I love what I see here. I have oily skin, so hopefully this concealer will help hold my makeup together in probably 5 hours or 6 hour wear. We don't know. I do not know. Probably approximately 6 hour wear. Yeah, that's what we're going to give it today. End of work day. End of work day is around 5 o'clock or so. Yeah. So that's what we're doing today. So this concealer is good. I love it. I would definitely recommend it to you. It's the wrong shade, but yet I'm still so much in love with it. You know, just the way the creaminess, the hydration, the way it, as much as it's a full coverage concealer, it does not weigh down your skin or settle under the right underneath the right inside the fine lines on the under eyes, and that's very important for a good concealer. It has to be able to hold that under eye in place, and this is doing it. I love it so much. I will definitely recommend it to you. It's vegan formula. That's the only information we have about the ingredients. I'm not sure if it has any other skin loving ingredients, but you know what, let me just do a quick review, a quick not review, a quick research, and see what's in the ingredient list, and see if there are any skin loving ingredients in this gorgeous concealer. I'll be right back. Anyway, so I can't find anything. I went online to see if there are any anything where I can actually draw from the ingredient list, but I can't find anything that makes sense to me, which means, you know, but it's vegan, so whatever the skin loving ingredients and whatever they use in making it is vegan, which can be also safe as well, if I'm going to be right. It's cruelty free. It was cruelty, it's like a cruelty free makeup product. It's vegan and cruelty free makeup product the same thing. Vegan are usually products that are not made out of animal byproducts. Yeah, this, so I guess that's what it is. So I guess it has something special about it, but whatever the case may be, it stays well on the face. It looks so beautiful, not cakey. It's not so heavy, because it's when it's heavy that it actually sits on fine lines. So it's not heavy, it's lightweight enough to hold the fine lines in place, which is the under eye issue that we go through. And I can see that here everything is perfection. It's so beautiful. I would definitely recommend it to you. So we want to make sure it's also long wearing, so we're going to do that. So I'm going to wear it till end of work day, say 6 o'clock or 5 o'clock, and we'll come back and we'll talk more and see how it actually holds on. So I have oily skin, so heads up, if you see my face oily after 6 hours, that's just the mother nature. So don't freak out. Anyway, so we're ending this routine at 11:36. It was applied around 10 something. So I'll see you in a few hours time. Hi guys. I'm back now. So this is 5:58 in the UK. The concealer was actually applied around 10:58, and the overall makeup was finished around 11:30 a.m. today. So this is like a good 6 hour to 7 hour wear. So 6 to 7 hour wear, and I told you, expect oil. I have oily skin, although according to the brand's what was written on the packaging, it says 24-hour matte finish. So I was expecting a little bit much more delayed oil production, but you know what, I don't I'm yet to find any concealer or foundation that will actually delay oil production, even setting powder as well. But whatever the case may be, it's still holding on well. The under eye remained the same, although my eyeshadow has melted a little bit towards the bottom of my eye, but it's still not so bad. It's still beautiful. The concealer is very much in place. Nothing actually melted out of place. Everything is still in place, despite the fact that I have oily skin. So let me just come closer for you to have a good look. Under eye, the T-zone, forehead. Everything is still very much in place. Nothing is broken except my oil that actually came through. Nothing is broken. I can't see any mark or anything falling apart. This is just mother nature. So it's still a good way in place for good. If you have dry skin, you'll probably have much fun with your makeup products. I have oily skin, so this happens all the time. But sorry. But my best friend is usually my finishing powder, my blotting paper, and so on, just to help mattify the makeup and give it another fresh look. So we're going to do that. I forgot to mention the shade that I actually got mine. I got my concealer in soft beige. So if I'm going to go back to another one, I'll go for like a shade darker than soft beige, probably the next shade after soft beige. That is what I'll go for, just to be able to use it as a concealer and also to brighten as well. So this is would be so much great for brightening, but it's also concealed. I'm sure you saw it when it was first applied in the morning. It's also concealed as well, and it's smooth and it's so beautiful. I will definitely recommend it to you. I will definitely recommend it to you. So let's mattify this face. Let's touch it up with a setting powder and see if we can actually give it another fresh 7 hour wear to make it just to be fair. Yeah. All right, so I've got my tissue paper here, so I'm just going to use it to blot out all the oil. Just press it in. I didn't do anything to read, by the way. It's because it's a wear test, so this will be the first touch since morning. And all the oil soaked out, and then I'll go in with my setting powder. You can find a good finishing powder, a pressed finishing powder. They're very much handy. You can easily slot them in your bag if you're going to work or going to any special occasion, just to give your makeup another fresh look. So anyway, so I'm using my setting powder, and I'll be using my powder brush, my setting powder brush. Just tap into it, dust off excess, and then we go this way. This can easily be done in the bathroom, wherever you are, or wherever you can find a privacy to just touch up your makeup for whatever life is got next. I'm also going to top up my lips. Lip gloss. And this is the touch up. Another fresh wear. I mean, another good 6-7 hours, and I'll still be looking, the makeup will still be there to rescue me for whatever I need to do for the rest of the day. So that's just how you manage your oily skin. Embrace it and learn how to manage it, and that's it. A new fresh look. So anyway, back to this concealer. The concealer is the bomb. I'll definitely recommend it to you. It works. It's long wearing, but it's not the long way. It's not something that actually blew me off. It's not something that I'm like, wow, this is good, because I'm yet to find any matte concealer that will actually delay my oil production for a good at least 6 hours or 7 hours. I mean, if I'm able to find that, then I'll go, whoa, wow, yay. So it's not giving me that when it comes to the long wear aspect of it, but this concealer is good. I'll definitely recommend it to you. $8.99, and I'll link it for you below should you be interested in buying it. You will definitely be making the right investments. You will have fun with this. If you have oily skin, if you have dry skin, you will definitely enjoy this. And if you have oily skin, just know how to manage, mattify, and so on. And we've come to the end of today's video. It's like I shouldn't actually go away. This concealer is that good. So we've come to the end of today's video. The concealer is good. There's nothing breaking apart. Some settle in the pores. Some actually give you these mark around your face while trying to apply or try to tidy it up. But this didn't actually do that, despite the fact that I have oily skin. It's still very much in place. The creaminess, the way it actually holds your T-zone in place and everything, it's just so beautiful. And that smoothness as well, that smoothness it gives, I love it, because I have texture skin, so anything that blurs and smoothens, it's definitely a go-to for me. So I would definitely recommend it to you. And I hope you really enjoyed today's video. If you do, please give it a thumbs up. I would definitely appreciate it. Do not forget to subscribe, like I said earlier in the morning. Do not forget to subscribe and be an OG. And what more? Nothing more. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.